Hi, my name is Isabella Meadows, and I am 22 years old from the United States. I grew up in California and lived in Arizona the last 4 years. I first learned about NLP when I was 20 years old, and I just stumbled into this personal development center. I was going through a really hard time. Had hit rock bottom and found this personal development center, and it changed my life. I've been so interested in goal setting and how do we achieve our goals? Why do people do what they do my whole life? And so getting to dig into the NLP was like, oh, I've got to learn what this is. And that was the first time I heard of Tad James and Dr. Adriana and their names. And at the time, I didn't know really anything about the industry, but I remember coming across that and going, okay, how can I learn this? 2 weeks after that, I ran into this person in this group I got invited to go to, met this person who was asking, what do you want to do? And I mentioned, I want to get into coaching. This is so cool. And he goes, oh, I have a friend who actually knows something called NLP. And I was like, no way, I just learned about that 2 weeks ago. So he connects me with this friend, and I talk with her, and she goes, oh my goodness, I can connect you with someone who I learned NLP from. So she connects me with her mentor and who she learned NLP from. And the next day, the NLP practitioner training is starting the next day. And so I hop in, I jump in. That's January 2023, and that training completely and changed my life. I was going through a difficult time with a relationship, and that training completely changed my perspective on that relationship and every area of my life. And all of a sudden, I went from being at the effective life to realizing, wow, I can actually be at the cause, and what would that look like to be at the cause? And so that inspired me a couple weeks later to start a business. I had no idea what I was doing, but I just went, I want to be able to help people. This has helped me so much. In just a week's time has helped me so much. So after I did practitioner the end of 2024, I was looking to take my skills to even the next level. And so I started doing research into the Tad James company. I put in an application on the website, and Crystal ended up calling me after. That's how I ended up in the Master Practitioner training. What's unique about Dr. Adriana is she is so congruent with how she teaches and what she says. It's not just the content, it's how she teaches it, how she demonstrates it, how she's able to quickly pivot in real time, and seeing how she takes questions from students and answers so generously. You can just see how much she wants to help her students grow, and she withholds no information. She's said so many times throughout the training she just loves being able to teach us and to share with us. And it would amaze me how she was able to take a question and turn it into 10 minutes of teaching and teach the whole rest of the class off of one person's question. And some of the best notes I took during Master Practitioner were actually during those Q&A times. And it just goes to show the depth of her knowledge and just how she's able to connect the dots in the context of all different disciplines of study, from our biology to sociology to psychology to philosophy to physics, to all of these different dimensions, quantum linguistics, and just all of these different areas of studies. It takes a true genius to be able to connect the dots like that, and I admire that so much. And seeing how she did the demonstrations too, that was so amazing to witness. And the demonstration she did with me was parts integration, and just seeing how she did that and experiencing that on my end was incredible to witness, because it's knowing how to really apply these skills and what you're trying to achieve, and not and yes, there's the scripts to follow, and also you've got to understand what you're trying to achieve here and what you're trying to do, and when it doesn't go according to plan, what do you do in that moment? So it was just genius, and that got me a huge breakthrough. What I would say to someone who's not sure about if the investment of time, energy, effort, money is going to be worth it is, what do you have to lose? If you don't make any change, nothing's going to change. Let's say you don't get any results. Okay, then but just do it. Just try it, because it's going to change you. You can't unhear what you learn once you learn it. Once you learn this material, once you learn NLP, you can never go back to the way you used to live. We did a breakthrough session towards the end of the training to culminate and put to practice everything we had learned throughout the training. It was a huge breakthrough. My head is still spinning from from all the realizations and the letting go of old beliefs, old limiting beliefs, limiting decisions, old inner conflicts I had within myself that I didn't even realize that I had within myself. Just letting all of that go and releasing it, and then you can release it so that you can take that learning forward with you as you go into the future. So that was my personal huge breakthrough. I fully understood what timeline therapy really is, how it works, what it does, and the result it produces. And it's so helpful because what you're doing is you're going through and you're releasing the negative emotions like anger, sadness, fear, hurt, guilt. You can do other ones too. Like one of the big ones I did in my breakthrough session was releasing disappointment. I had a lot of disappointment that I was carrying. Like I'm carrying this big heavy sack behind me, and you're finally just going, okay, it's time to put that sack down, get the learning so we can go forward. And it's just freeing. It's just so freeing. One of my big focuses and goals for where to take this, and something that's really near and dear to my heart, and why I got into this work in the first place, and the coaching and the speaking. I want to be able to work with teenage girls, because if I had had at 17 years old the tools, the resources, the learning that I have now, my life would have looked a lot different in those couple years when I felt like my life had no purpose, when I didn't even want to be here. There's no meaning, there's no purpose to my life. I have no gifts, I have no talents I bring to this world. When I was in that kind of headspace, this is what brought me out of that. This is what literally saved my life and gave me the tools and the resources to get out of that and to go, wow, I do have a purpose. My life does have meaning. I'm here to help people. And so my life's mission now is to be able to go back and help 17-year-old Isabella, to help teenage girls, and that's so near and dear to my heart. NLP is such a powerful tool because, like with any really powerful tool, it can be used to do immense good and it can be used to do immense evil. It can get someone to pick up a gun and it can get someone to put a gun down. I wish everyone could learn it. I wish the whole world, yeah, just the whole world should learn NLP.